Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 14. If you were new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows as well as scripted shows. If you're returning, you're one of my peoples, welcome back. This episode was very frustrating and exhausting between Zach and Michaela being cool one minute, arguing the next, cool one minute, arguing with the next. Bao, she is just completely over her relationship with Johnny at this point. It seemed like Britt, she's following on those same lines. But now Ryan, he's trying to make things work after being very difficult for the past few weeks. Now he wants to have a change of heart. I'm like, okay, so we have Mirla and Gil, they still just happy as ever. Jose and Rachel, they playing like they happy. I think she checked out once he cussed her clean out. So y'all, we starting off. Zach wants Michaela to apologize and moving out because she did it to hurt him. Now let's be clear. They got into it because of a hypothetical question. The hypothetical question being, if this was decision day, what would we do? And they both said they would get a divorce. So Michaela, in her mind, put that as, okay, if that's the case, why are we still sleeping in the same bedroom together? I want to go into the second bedroom and sleep. Zach didn't like that, felt some type of way about that. So he was like, I'm going to one up you. Oh, so you don't want to sleep in the same bed with me? She was like, well, we both said if this was decision day, we would get a divorce. So why are we still sleeping in the same bed? We both and are into the understanding of we no longer want to do this. So why would we still be sleeping in the same bed? So he's like, well, I'm going to go home to my own comfortable bed for the evening. She said, okay, I'm going to one up your one up, and I'm going to move out and take all the seasons with me. So he wants her to apologize because she did that to hurt him. I'm like, y'all hurt each other. Brett tells Ryan about the conversation he had with his sister about him having feelings for somebody else. He wants to know how that even came up. So that was telling me there was some sort of truth in that. How did that come up wouldn't have been the question. It'd have been like, no, I don't know what she's talking about. But anyways, she heard that she heard he was gonna tell her that he would rather be friends. He's like, well, I told you if things aren't working out, I would want to be friends. I was like, not necessarily. He says he's still developing feelings, but he's told Johnny that the feelings aren't there. So like, when did you just start developing these feelings? Was this before or after work? After you had this conversation with Johnny? Inquiring minds want to know. Val's no longer hiding that things are going well for her and Johnny. Brett is almost still in the same way. And Johnny, he's trying to spend the least amount of time with Val while they're on this couples retreat because he doesn't want to argue and cause a big old scene in front of the rest of the couples. It's almost like I want them to think that everything is all hunky-dory when things aren't going well at home, especially since I've been very rude and nasty to Val. And on top of that, I told her last episode that the reason why there was no second date for us 15 years ago is because I wasn't attracted to you. And another thing, you don't want the people to see you, even though you on camera doing it, how nasty of a person that you are towards Val. Now that Brett has finally accepted that Ryan isn't feeling her, now Ryan talking about something he wants to work harder. I was like, isn't that funny when she was, showing you and trying to do everything to make this relationship work and make things last, you were distant. But now that she was like, you know what, if this is how you want to be, then this is how we're gonna be. We don't even have to pretend. Now you want to work harder on y'all relationship. Not 2-3 weeks ago when you could have been doing this. Not from the beginning. Now. I said, okay, Ryan. Bao explains and talks to the ladies and reflects about her childhood. Even though her parents were married for like 50 years, that's good, that's an accomplishment. But in the beginning years, especially when she was younger, there was a lot of verbal abuse going on. And as a child, she said she wasn't going to have that in her marriage. And it seems like things were fine for a good portion. And I don't know what in Johnny snapped, but he no longer became that nice guy that we thought he was. She was saying so much like when they would get into arguments and things and disagreements, she would try to go into that Rolodex in her mind and see what did she say something or do something that has triggered this man. But now she's at this point, I'm not going to do like my mama did. I'm not going to be sitting here and letting you verbally assault me and call me liars up and down, left and right. You saying I'm not cooking gourmet meals. Well, I'm cooking gourmet meals, but you say, since I'm doing it with you, that's not enough. I'm making all kind of desserts and baking and all these things. That's not enough because those aren't the things that you like. And my thing with Johnny, if you didn't find her attractive 15 years ago when y'all was in college, then why was you up there grinning like a Cheshire cat when she was walking down the aisle? Why, for the first few weeks of this season, oh, you was all loving on Bal and everything else. You did have, a issue with her not, bathing on a regular period, but she kind of got past that. I don't know what happened in their relationship to where he just snapped and is no longer feeling it. But from what we're seeing is Johnny. As you know, these reality shows, they would love to get the CCTV and show you, just like they showed doggone the Jose cussing doggone Rachel clean out. If Bao was any type of acting any type of way, they would have showed it. Britt and Brian talk about where the relationship going. She tells him your actions say you don't want to try, but your words say you want to try, and that's becoming confusing as heck to me. Another thing, they don't even sleep in the same bed at home, but for whatever reason, when we come on this couples trip, you assumed and almost got upset that she said we're not gonna be sleeping in the same room. Mainly because we're not gonna be out here fronting for people like we are happy at home when you didn't told several of the men here that you were not happy at home. We are not sleeping in the same bed, so why are we going to do that now? He says he's doing everything to make the marriage work. I was like, since when? Was it when y'all got to the marriage retreat and you thought that y'all was gonna sleep in the same bed? If you said this for the past, I'm wanting to say maybe 8 weeks, that the feelings aren't there. And you want this doggone Hollywood movie romance to where you come home from work and you slam her against the wall. First of all, ain't nobody trying to do that because she worked too. You want to be throwing stuff on the floor and just making it passion. Look, no, ain't nobody trying to do that. You got all these ideals in your head of what you want, and it's mainly the men on this show. They have all these ideals, and they are mad because the women that they've been partnered with, coupled with, are not doing those things. Johnny darn near wants to, whatever that doggone that little porn thing he was watching, he almost want Bao to be that way. Jose wants Rachel to be cheap like him and have her own vision board and her own 800 something credit score and all this other stuff and be happily to travel through the doggone state of Texas. Like, I'm no shade for Texas, but I would rather go to Europe than drive through Texas, mainly because I don't like road trips. Give me 9 hours. After that, I'm done. It takes a good minute to get through the state of Texas. She not trying to do that. Who else we got? Zach. He wants this perfect wife, and Michaela is far from perfect. Gil just wants Myrtle to just quit complaining all the time. That's it. If you just stop complaining, we be cool. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I said Gil. I said Jose. I said Ryan. I said Johnny. Somebody's missing. Who am I missing? Y'all forgive me, mine and age. Gil, Jose, Johnny, Ryan, Zach. I guess I got everybody. But anyways, Zach and Michaela have decided that they're going to get a divorce. But then he talking about something. Well, once we get a divorce, we can date each other and see where things are going. I'm with Michaela. If marriage is so hard with her, then why do you want to go continue a relationship after this? He says they would get a divorce and they wouldn't be married, so it would be different circumstances, so that they could see what happens. And she just totally does some of this, stands up like, oh my goodness, I can't do that. I cannot do this. And I can, not the whole flipping out and almost getting like she's slapping herself in the face, but I can understand it. Excuse me. You don't want to be married to me, but you want to get a divorce and then us date. It's still going to be Michaela. She is still going to be the same person. And I think the issue that a lot of these couples on this season have, I haven't watched past seasons, so I don't know how it was. With the exception of Mirla and Gil, they did not date their partner during this process. They went into it with, we a married couple now. Mirla and Gil went into it like, yes, we are married, but I'm going to get to know what my partner likes and what my partner doesn't like. I'm going to get to know my partner, date my partner, so we become more comfortable and the love will grow. And that's what they did. Gil took time with Mirla. Mirla took time with Gil. And look where they at. Mirla went in this not even wanting a dog. Now she's not gonna taking Hype for walks. She's not gonna, well, me and Hype, we gonna take a picture together. She even want her own dog. She is being affectionate towards Gil, hugging on him picking her up, her having this Cheshire cat grin on her face because she really loved this man. And that is because they took their time together and none of the other couples did that. They rushed into it. Oh, we in love after 2 weeks. Then you rush a couple other weeks in this man that you was so in love with cussed you clean out. See what I'm saying? We at 13 minutes. So I can understand the flip out. The frustration. I can understand her frustration is like, how do you want to date me but don't be married to me, and I'm going to be the same way in each relationship? Make it make sense. I understand where she was coming from. Now Hurricane K was brewing, and it kind of like poked through when they was playing a little couple of games like yearbook, the most likely person to be petty, and she's like, yeah, I will be petty. And you was like, I send you the type of person to take the batteries out of the smoke detectors. It was like, yeah. See, Michaela, she the type of person that, excuse me, she would take the refrigerator door off. She would somehow manage to take the doggone it, the thing to flush the toilet. She would take that off. She would take off one of the rails on one side of the bed, so it's like leaning on one side, or two on the same side, so it's just leaning. That's the pettiness she gave, because she should already take the seasoning from the house, take the shower curtain down. She the type of person to leave and then get all the electricity and water cut off. She that type of petty. And she admitted it. But like I was saying, things were they started when they had that little disagreement about we gonna get divorced and then date each other. Then during playing the couples game, it started to, let's look at it as a pressure cooker. Now, let's back up a little bit. I think the issue with Zach and Michaela started when she was already aggravated it when he got the video 19 and he wasn't able to be with her fully on a honeymoon. That started her frustration and her abandonment issues. Even though it wasn't his fault, things seemed to went downhill from there. Because when he finally did get back and they were in the apartment together, him leaving to go take his dog to daycare was a no-no for her. Even though she don't want to be waking up, she wanted a note, she wanted a phone call, she wanted something. So what did she do? Smash some Clorox wipe. Yes, this is not Clorox wipe, but this is the best thing on my desk that I could be like what she smashed. And it's been downhill ever since then. So I don't even know how this conversation got up, but he said he's done. And she was like, I don't even want you, to, what she says, she didn't want to ride home with him. And I'm guessing she thought he said he was leaving that night. And she was like, that's cool because I'll get a ride elsewhere. She gets on the phone with her sister to get a ride home. Even though moments ago she just said that she would ride with him after earlier saying that she wouldn't ride with him. It was a lot of confusion going on, and it took me a good little minute to get an understanding as what was going on. It was a lot of miscommunication. Zach has enough and he decides to leave. So she's trying to prevent him from leaving at night. Like, get some sleep and leave in the morning. I don't care that you're leaving. Just don't leave now because it's late at night. It's almost 11 o'clock. It's dark over here where we are. There's no street lights. And even though I'm mad at you, I don't want you getting hurt. He gets outside. She at one point takes his suitcase and tries to bring it back in, and he's getting frustrated. He gets outside and he's talking to the other couples like, "I can't do this no more. I'm leaving." And they had almost got him to stay, and then Michaela came out. That the hurricane was a brewing. She was yelling at doggone it Ryan at one point, like, if you're so worried about him, get in the car with him. And they're like, what do you want us to do? This is a grown man. Like, do you not realize that you were the cause of what is going on? So he leaves. She goes in the house and tries to ram through everything in her path. First, she flips over a bench, walks over that, busts through doors, tried to doggone it, knock over the doggone ping pong table, tried to knock over the foosball table. She's in the room yelling. She don't want the cameras in there. She got somebody in there that's trying to hold her back. She's fussing. She's doing all the things. Oh my goodness. And it's funny that Val was there giving her commentary because she was so concerned with what was going on. Because y'all know word on the street is Val is Zach, they in a relationship now. That's what word on the street is. And I just thought it was funny that Michaela was going to Val, for advice and to shoulder to lean on when Val is alleged to be now dating Zach. I just thought that was funny. There is no coming back for their relationship. None at all. I don't see that. Them the way she acted, there is no way in the world. So y'all, that was suggest if I left anything. Oh yeah, Ryan and Brett, they had a little moment together to where it seemed like they're communicating how they're feeling. I was like, y'all should have been doing this from day one. It's a lot of I want to spare your feelings because I don't want to hurt your feelings, and that's making our relationship worse. So y'all, that was suggested. If I leave anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so when my beautiful Facebook super video, you can click on it, you can like and share with your people, and you can come over and be one of my people. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.